Hi guys, it's Aquifel again, and today I'm gonna take a look at the Cruiserweight Classic, at least the first day or first show of the Cruiserweight Classic. And yeah, first of all, it's nice to see that Daniel Bryan is on commentary and that he's still involved, very involved with the WWE, although he cannot step in the ring anymore. And another nice thing on the bracketology show, which I obviously have seen after I made my predictions and presented some of the stars or guys involved, because otherwise I would have had a lot more information on some of them. Well, Triple H announced that this is not supposed to be a one-time thing, and yeah, I really love the idea of going around the globe looking for talented guys and putting them in a tournament like the Cruiserweight Classic. But let's focus on the first show, the first 4 matches that the WWE aired on the network. And the first one was Gran Metalik representing Mexico versus Alejandro Saez representing Chile. And yeah, I think it's rather funny that Saez, after basically the first drop kick he hits, expects a 3 count. Like, yeah, that happens a lot. And, well, Saez is very, let's say he's overacting. His whole, how he presents himself and how he sells stuff is very dramatic. It's not my kind of thing, so, well, still, the match pretty nice. Metalik shows some cool high-flying stuff. We all know he's a talented guy. And yeah, well, Saez isn't bad himself, except for his selling and overacting. In the end, with Metalik winning the match, well, it's the wise choice because he's obviously the more ready guy to advance further in this tournament. The second match was Ho Lun versus Ariya Daivari. Ho Lun for Hong Kong, Ariya Daivari for Iran. Although I still think he's American, but doesn't matter. Daivari, well, runs in the family. He's the typical heel, and being from Iran obviously makes him the heel in most people's eyes, no matter what he does. So he does the heel routine pretty good, or pretty well, and Ho Lun is your typical underdog. Somehow the other guy cheats, and you tend to like him. He doesn't do anything that special, but he seems like a likable guy, and so yeah, he fares well in the role of the underdog. And well, even though his acting could need some improvement, I don't know if he was nervous or if it just they just do it a little different in China. I know a lot of Chinese movies, and the kind of acting they at times do is very different from what we would describe as good acting. Still, Ho Lun advances, and given the right opponents, I think he could go even further because, well, as I said, he's a likable guy, or he seems to be a likable guy. Then we have Cedric Alexander for the USA and Clement Petiot for France. And Petiot, he has a more or less power style. I wouldn't say like Ultimo Dragon in his matches with Rey Mysterio, but he does the power routine, not so much the high flying. And you need guys like him too in such a division, because otherwise it's always high flying against high flying. And Petiot, he's the guy who can really, do some high impact more or less classic wrestling moves. And Cedric Alexander, he's as good as we know him to be. So Petiot is dominant in the beginning or throughout most of the match, and Alexander of course gets his comeback and wins in the end, because well, in the US he is a household name. People in the US know him. Petiot not so much. Still, I hope, as happy as I am that Cedric Alexander won the match, I hope to see more of Petiot in the future, hopefully for the Cruiserweight Classic 2 or stuff like that, because I liked his style with the power moves in the Cruiserweight division. I like that. And as I said, you need those guys in the division. And the final match on day one, or the show one, was Kota Ibushi representing Japan versus Sean Maluta, from New York, but representing Samoa. I don't know. And let's be honest here, it was rather obvious that Ibushi would win, and he shows how great he is. Not in he didn't show everything he can do, because the match is only about 10 minutes long, but he has shown a lot of what he can do, and he shows the people that there is yet more to come, and he definitely is one of the guys who have the biggest chance of winning this thing. And well, Maluta, he doesn't fare that bad either. He obviously, they have given Ibushi a guy who Ibushi can have a great match with, because let's say he would have faced a guy he would have to beat in 3 or 4 minutes in order to not look like a complete fool. So he needed an opponent who can go, and even though I didn't know Sean Maluta before this tournament, he presented himself pretty good, and I think he's another pick that will be in a potential second Cruiserweight Classic. Maybe then he'll even get farther in the tournament. So that was it for the show one. I think the next show will be in exactly 1 week. I'm not too sure about that, but I'll take a look into it. Or I'll look into it. And of course, the matches were rather short, and I don't think it's with the first round you can't have 20-minute matches, obviously, because that would be a little bit overkill, and you'd have tons of 2 or 3 hour shows, and I don't think WWE wants that. They wanted to have they just wanted to represent some of the guys they really have trust in, and they did that pretty well. We all saw Gran Metalik and why he was chosen. We saw Ibushi and why he was chosen. Ho Lun and Cedric Alexander, they could present themselves pretty well too. And even the guy who lost, they didn't seem like jobbers that were just booked or just invited to get the more popular guys over. They fared pretty well, all of them. So entertaining show, not that much great wrestling yet, but I think the quarterfinals or the semifinals and the finals, of course, we will see tons of great action. So hopefully you have enjoyed my review, and I can already tell you what I'll do next, because a friend of mine told me that What Culture Pro or Watch Culture, the What Culture guys, are now doing their own promotion stuff, and I'm gonna take a look into that, because from what I have heard, the wrestling is good, but they're YouTube stars, and we'll see how guys or people criticizing the booking, mocking the booking, and doing lists on stuff the WWE does, and at times criticizing them how they do when they are in the position the WWE is in. You have to satisfy fans. But enough of that. The Loaded 1 episode will be the next review. I know it's a little bit late, but I just heard of it because I occasionally watch their videos, but don't really follow them that much. I do now because it's weekly stuff for reviews. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you tune in next time, and so long.